So as amazing as college is, it makes me realize how much I miss you guys, and it's been like 3 weeks since I uploaded a battle. Anyway, hey guys, it's Pacostames101, and I'm bringing you another battle. This was actually at a tournament this past weekend that my friend Matthew held for Street Pass NYC. So anyway, this is the final match, and I decided to record it for you guys. Now this was played over infrared, so I couldn't get a team preview of my opponent's team. So, I just threw this team together the night before, and originally I was using Machamp, but I decided to switch it for Terrakion mid-tournament. They let us do that since there was a winners and losers bracket, so we could switch our teams. And I'm actually coming from losers bracket. I ended up losing to a Siglif in the beginning, I think second round, and yeah, I just lost against it, but anyway, this is pretty much the grand finals and all, so we had two final matches, and this is one of them. It was the better of the two, so I decided to show it to you guys. And anyway, so let's start the battle. Anyway, I'm going to lead off with Terrakion just because I figure it's a safe lead. I can switch to anything appropriate if he has something to counter it. And Terrakion's just naturally fast and it's naturally strong, and has pretty good coverage. So, that's what I'm going to do. And he leads off with a Ferrothorn, which is great because I can just go straight for close combat and just see what he wants to do. Again, I don't know what his team is, so I don't know if he has a ghost type or anything, but I don't really want to over-predict and not go for the obvious close combat. But he has a Jellicent, he just sponges the hit, and I'm going to switch right out. I'm predicting a Scald, and I'm going to go straight to my Shaman just to take that Scald. But he actually goes for Acid Armor, which is really weird. It makes me believe that he's a max HP, max special defense, and he just has Acid Armor there to be a really annoying tank. Maybe to tank with Toxic. But anyway, I can scare it off with Shaman just fine with Seed Flare. I figure the Ferrothorn's coming in, but I don't have HP Fire, so it's not like I have anything better to hit this thing with. And maybe I can get the special defense fall and work my way from there. Anyway, I'm going to switch out, just going to go straight to my Heatran because I know he's going to go for Stealth Rock. And I also want to set up my own Stealth Rock, so I know I can scare him away the following turn and set up my own, so seems pretty good. The battle hasn't really done anything stupendous yet or anything. But he goes right into his Jellicent, predicting the fire move. I just go straight for my Stealth Rocks. And I'm feeling pretty good right now. I am specially defensive Heatran, so I decided to stay in here just in case he wants to Acid Armor or whatever again. And I want to get Toxic on this Jellicent because if it is a stall set, Toxic will help me beat it in the long run anyway. So he does go for Acid Armor, and here I debate about whether I want to switch or not. And I know I can take a couple of Skulls just because I am max special defense and max HP. So I want to just roar away, see the rest of his team, especially since there wasn't any team preview. But I just ended up bringing in Ferrothorn again, which isn't bad, but I do want the information of his other team so I know which guys are useful and which ones aren't, and which ones I can fodder off. But he's just gonna switch out Ferrothorn. I didn't want him to predict me to go for Roar and stay in and Leech Seed me, so I do go for the Fire move. Just because I figure the worst thing that'll happen is he brings in Jellicent again and I can take a Scald easy and just roar it out again anyway. And I can still get all the information I want. So, and Toxic damage racks up, which is pretty nice. So, Heatran's doing his job pretty well right now. And anyway, he just goes for a Scald again. I know I can take that pretty well. And I'm just gonna roar it out. And in comes Volcarona, and it makes me very happy that I had Stealth Rocks up, because now that thing's halfway down to death. So, I don't see any items, so I kind of figured he was going to rest this turn, and maybe he was Resto Chesto set, but in any case he Quiver Dances for some weird reason. Maybe he was expecting me to expect Hidden Power Ground and I would switch, but I just end up roaring him out and he Quiver Dances, and that's pretty much a dead Volcarona. And Ferrothorn comes back in, so this time I'm expecting him to expect me to roar, so I'm just going to Lava Plume this time, and he ends up staying in, I guess going for Leech Seed. And I Lava Plume and take him right out, so... Which is really nice, because now his Jellicent isn't covered by it anymore, so I can bring in Shaman and just Seed Flare Jellicent all day. Anyway, he brings in Haxorus. I figure here that he wants me to switch just to fear the Earthquake, and he's going to Dragon Dance instead, but I do have Deoxys Speed on this team, and I know that I can still outspeed it after one Dragon Dance, and kill it off with Ice Beam. So I want to stay in. I just want to get some damage on it, just so I know that the Ice Beam is an assured one-hit KO. And so I go for Lava Plume, and I get the burn, which is really nice. I mean, it doesn't really matter just because his Earthquake now will take me out anyway, and I can just Revenge Kill with Deoxys S, but I mean, it's still nice to know that if, for whatever reason, I couldn't do that Haxorus isn't much of a threat anymore. Anyway, so I go out into Deoxys, and I believe I go straight for Ice Beam, just because I don't want to overpredict or anything. And the best thing he could bring in would be Jellicent anyway, but I have Thunderbolt, so it's not the most beneficial play in the long run anyway. Anyway, in comes Scrafty. I do have Superpower on this thing, but I was expecting him to Dragon Dance. No, I was expecting Crunch, that's why I switched. Either way, Dragon Dance or Crunch. I know that Scrafty can't hit Shaman that hard, even if it has Ice Punch, and I do have Air Slash on this Shaman, so I figured it was the best switch to go to. And I do have an Azumarill with Aqua Jet. So as long as I could hit this thing down to about half, I could just kill it off with Azumarill after that. But he ends up going for Crunch and then following with an Ice Punch, and Shaman takes that really well. And I'm happy it does. Anyway, he goes into Jellicent here. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, I understand that he wanted to save his Scrafty, but I can just Seed Flare Jellicent anyway. But I believe there's one guy left that I don't know yet. So far he has Jellicent, Scrafty, Volcarona, and one mystery Pokemon, so... But I end up killing the Jellicent, and it's all good. And he reveals his last Pokemon is a Mienshao, so... I realized that every one of his Pokemon he has left, I'm pretty sure Terrakion can just one-shot with close combat. Granted that this thing isn't Scarfed or some weird set like that. But even then, I could just use Deoxys. But I bring in Terrakion, and pretty much just start close combating everything, because that's what Terrakion does. And because the Volcarona is only going to be at 1 HP and the Scrafty is so low, it's going to end up being my match. This was the first match we had. Since he was undefeated during the whole tournament, I did have to battle him twice. And we had another battle afterwards, which wasn't as good. So I decided to save this one and record this one instead. I did end up winning the whole tournament, so that was nice. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't upload much in the past couple of weeks, guys, and I'm going to try to, even though finals are coming up. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll definitely try to bring some more battles for you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.